Alrighty then! G'day guys and welcome! My name is Michael, I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer, and welcome to Pathfinder 2nd Edition, Curse of the Crimson Throne. Joining me today are my wonderful and amazing Patreons who support my channel, help me keep the lights on, and get to come and play in these fun games with me. Good morning, everyone!
Good morning.
And good morning, poppies.
Good morning.
Nom 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 nom. Sorry, we're just distracted by the puppy now. Completely distracted. Derailed entirely. This is no longer a campaign. We're just going to sit here and look at the puppy.
Yes. 10 out of 10 session.
Now, for those of you who don't know what we're doing, we are playing a TTRPG, a role-playing game in which we take on the role of protagonists in the position of the heroes of its story or a tale. This tale is told by the Game Master, myself, as I take these wonderful characters through the story and play out the roles of the NPCs, the villains, the allies, everyone. Yeah, so we've been doing this for a little while now, and the story has progressed quite nicely. There have been highs, there have been lows. There's been a town that has now been besieged by a skeleton being drawn by a carriage of fire by two vicious bears. A legend that will now go across generations about how the town repelled the purest of evils. But, you know, things like that happen. Before we get started, however, let's take a quick moment to thank these the sponsors who help us keep the lights on here and continue to do all of these cool, fun, and amazing things. Starting, of course, with none other than Hero Forge for the wonderful artworks you can see on screen here. Not only do we have these artworks that we use for these tokens, but also for our VTTs. You can also get these models 3D printed, so go check out Hero Forge for those today. Next up, we have Sirenscape for the beautiful sound effects that you'll hear throughout the course of today's game, because every epic game deserves to sound equally epic as well. Epic sounds such as music to imply a jungle journey. Ooh. And as we're walking around, all of a sudden, there's a troop of monkeys and apes. By a nearby river. And,
Is it far?
there's elephants moving nearby as well. Beautiful. See? There you go. You can create your own soundscape in this amazing and wonderful soundboarding software, which is available on computer or on a mobile app if you want to use it for your turntable. So yay, Sirenscape. And then next up we have, of course, our lovely VTT of choice, Fantasy Grounds, for all of the heavy lifting of our game systems and fun stuff. So there we go. I think it might have been very subtle. Hold on, I'll boost up the sound a little bit. Cool. Did you guys hear it in chat? Did my players hear that at all? The music and stuff?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll boost
Fine
it.
level for us.
Yeah, I'll boost it up a teeny bit in OBS. Okay. Cool. All right, well, before we get started, of course, let's take a speed round. Guys, we're going to get you guys to introduce yourselves, the characters that you're playing, and, yeah, just where you are on this epic journey. Let's start with none other than Patrick, played by our dear friend, Twiff. I'll be right back, so just keep going down the line.
All right, speed round go. I am Twiff. I am playing Padraig. Padraig is a spell shot gunslinger. He was going to go to school to be a wizard. He got kicked out and is inherited from his family when he was framed for murder by Gadrin Lamb. He got revenge on Gadrin Lamb with these fine people. We decided to help the city. We saved it from plague. We're now trying to figure out how to deal with the evil queen because she's being controlled by some dead dragon, as far as we know. So, Holly, on to you.
Hi everyone, I'm Mally. I play Holly, who is a fairy noble, and when her parents told her it was time for her to do her duty and get married, she said no and left. So she and her familiar husky Penny went out into the real world and found this lovely group of people, and she's learning quickly that the real world is not at all like the book she was reading. So she wound up starting as a rogue, and then in order to save a bunch of orphans from the plague, she ended up selling her soul to Asmodeus. So now she is a cleric of Asmodeus, and she's trying to figure out what that means for her and how to navigate all of that. On to you, Quinn.
Hi, I'm Air Genasi. I play the character Quinn. Quinn is an investigator born and bred in the city of Korvosa. She has a vested interest in the well-being of the city and its populace, with particular sympathy to the more poor communities and downtrodden. And met up with this crew on the trail of Gadrin Lamb, and now we're running away from a bunch of angry villagers. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Anyway, next up is Dante.
Hello, I'm Raikon Kuzakin. I play Dante, a Kitsune druid, living in the wilds of Korvosa. He came across this band of people, excluding Merc at the time being, and Agnes at the start. For weird consequences that happened that led up to getting Agnes and Merc and leaving Korvosa due to things that are happening. Outside of that, we are now escaping on a boat away from villagers that attacked us because of circumstances that happened that could have probably been done out without. On to you, Agnes.
Hello, I'm Laura, and I play Agnes, who lived in Korvosa for, well, quite some years now to raise her daughter. When things started to go wrong in the city, she decided to help out because, she needs to make the place safe. She lives there and the daughter needs to be safe. Now, as you say it, upstanding citizen she was. Upstanding citizen, took jobs, was respected in a little community, and now she's on the run like a criminal. Shame. Shame is what Agnes feels right now. Shame.
That's somehow so much worse.
And I'm Marcus, and I'm playing Merc, the skeleton champion, formerly of Iomade. And he was a crusader in the city of Canabras before falling in a battle against an undead dragon long ago. Recently revived, he helped Marcus of Korvosa before he kind of met an unfortunate end. Joined up with the party to take down the queen because he doesn't believe she should be in power. And is apparently now the most hated person according to the Knights of Lastwall now.
I wouldn't say
All
the
because of a
most
hero
hated
deck.
person, just a very hated person.
Oh yeah.
They hate
Well,
you a
I don't
lot.
know. After this, it might be
I more mean I wouldn't go around like competing with the Whispering Tyrant for like how much the people of Lastwall hate someone. Just putting that out there.
Top 10. You're in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Right?
Can you imagine all of Lastwall going, you know what? The Whispering Tyrant's not actually that bad. This Mercutio guy, oh my god, don't even get me started.
This one guy.
I'm at least in the deck of the most wanted.
But yes. Thank you so much, everyone. Again, so excited to have these characters being at my table. But before we get started, we have, of course, one last individual to thank. And that is, of course, you in the audience. You guys. That's right. You, the person I'm pointing to right now. I want to thank you individually. You are an amazing person. Thank you so much for being here, giving us your time, your attention, your care. We appreciate it. And for that, we are going to invite you to come behind the GM screen in order to play and have fun with us as well. Now, firstly, just by watching the show, you earn channel points that can be used and redeemed for channel point rewards that can help have some fun with the game and enjoy. But for those of you who want to donate and help Dead Aussie Gamer continue to eat solid food and do cool stuff, like go to Gen Con, hey, then what you can do is you can donate for a number of really cool and awesome rewards here that that you guys can use to influence the game as we play. For $5, you can give a red token to a player of your choice or a purple token to me. These are hero points and jinx points. Hero points can be used to stave off death, petition the GM for nonsense that isn't in the rules, or roll with advantage. Jinx points can be used to counter hero points, have my monsters roll with advantage, or make things slightly more complicated. For $10, I will draw from one of two decks, your choice, of either a heroic action that you get to give to a player of your choice. These heroic actions are powerful, one-off little things that are, you know, a whole thing. Where do you phonate for liquid food? You want to phonate to me, Laura? Well, this is actually, you know what? This is liquid food. This is liquid breakfast. Literally, it's like oats, banana, mango, orange, Angostura, and a little bit of sugar, which is delicious.
When a lot of those fruits kind of have sugar already.
Yes. Shut up. Anyway,
No, I know. I usually add more sugar on things.
I
too.
love sugar. I do not do drugs. I do not drink that much alcohol, like barely any. So you know, if I'm gonna die on a hill, it's gonna be it's gonna be dying on a hill of sugary goodness. Okay, I'm gonna be sitting there like fucking Scarface, just like, fucking icing. Anyway, sorry. As a reference to show you how old I am. Anyway, forgot where I was.
You know, Angostura bitters are like 90 proof.
You know what? That's true. And how did you know I had Angostura on that?
You said it.
You mentioned
I?
Angostura.
Shit.
Yeah. You've outed yourself.
I outed myself. Okay, never mind. Fine.
Good job.
This is very true. Very true. Anyway, I'm an idiot. So yes, we have the $10 donation, which is either the heroic action, or I will draw from a random series of plot twists, and that plot twist will occur during the course of the session. We do have a donation here, a massive donation from our dear friend Schoolie, so I'm just going to draw that one right now. Schoolie, you bloody madman, you! Thank you so much for your
I think
donation.
we have a plot point left over from last week as well.
Yeah.
Envy.
remind us
Oh,
in
yes, we do.
chat.
We have envy as well, so let me pull that one out as well so we don't double up on that one. Thank you for the reminder. It's a liberal spritzing of Angostura, you know. I put it in one of those like little spray bottles you use to water plants, and then just over all my dreams.
That's kind of a cool idea.
It's a nifty way of aerosolizing
why
it
do
into the
dashes
drink.
when you can have it instant? There we go.
Yeah, exactly. And then you know what you could do as well, if you're feeling really kind of, you know, exciting. Where the hell did envy go? I swear if it's the last card. Oh god damn it, it is. Okay, there we go. You know what you?
I mean, that helps out in the end.
Yeah, if you're feeling really cheeky, what you can do is you can just be like, tss, 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 and just walk through it. You know, like, you know, they do it at salons and stuff. All right. Schoolie, your plot twist is none other than something lost. There we go. Something lost. Okay, interesting. Very well. Our players have lost their dignity.
That was a long time ago.
Fair.
Can't lose something you never had.
Fair.
We kind of lost it. What, session 1 when we got that man killed by a mob?
Oh yeah, the knight who was trying to protect his. The knight who was going to try to protect his family.
Misinterpretation of what I was saying.
He got lynched. Anyway, so yes.
Next
Plot-
time Agnes joins an adventuring party, she's getting background checks on all of them.
sounds like a good idea. Sounds like a really good idea. I actually forgot. Oh wait, I need to refresh this. There we go. Boom. Yeah, we're talking about donations. That's what we're actually doing. No, what the hell is the tilde symbol, Dag? Of all the buttons to push. Anyway, there we go. For $20, you can donate a natural 20, which of course is this golden natural 20 that counts as the nat 20. As a nat 20. This is what it is. It's 20. What do you want? It's the thing. For $50, you can increase the difficulty of a challenge, making a minion into a boss into a super boss, and a super boss into an, oh my god, it's got Agnes. Oh god. Oh, the viciousness of it all. Oh, there goes her face. You know, yeah. Anyway. Alternatively, if you want to not destroy my group, you can use that $50 to provide a magic item to a player of your choice. This magic item can be a custom homebrew item of your choosing, an item that is an appropriate item for their level, or, of course, a magic set item that they are currently working towards and on. We did have a magic item donation for a set piece. Whose set piece are we working on? Is it the Shadow of Anko set, or are we done with that one?
I think I need one more piece for the Shadow of Anku set.
What do you have currently? I think you've got the gloves, the boots, the chest.
I've got the blade, the bracers, the boots, and the vest.
Which means blades, braces, boots, vest. Which means you need the cloak.
Cloak. Okay.
I didn't want to give you the cloak, but I have to give you the cloak. I guess I'll give you the cloak. All right.
Oh, the cloak. Fun then.
The cloak is the fun one. Okay.
You could make it a necklace instead.
No, it is a cloak, and it does do something cool, I will admit. So the cloak, by the way, and I will tell you what it is in advance. The cloak actually has the ability that when you remove the cloak from your person, you may throw it down, and it becomes an animated shadow that serves as a duplicate of yourself. It has all of your abilities, all of your powers, everything. Pretty much your sheet doubles. However, the only exception is that it has a 1 hit point. When destroyed, it returns back to being a cloak, and the cloak will remain as a duplicate for 1 hour per day, which can be used in increments of 10 minutes. And then once you complete,
so cool.
And once you complete the set, you now have the ability to disguise yourself at will. You also have the ability to step through shadows, even the ones you can't see. So you kind of are aware of like all the shadows. You don't need line of sight for that ability anymore. And you also have the ability to use Shadow Nail, which can use shadows to pin people to the ground. But I'll send all that later. But there, so you know, we said it all. So that way, if
Just
you know,
ticked off the envy box.
yeah, there you go. Well, that's what happens when you finish the set pieces. The set pieces are like, it's like all these magic items, and then once you collect the whole thing, and then it like does all the power stuff. And also real quick, to our raiders, aloha, you beautiful bloody legend, you. How are you, Kahuna? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having fun. What happened with you today? What were you up to? Highs, lows, tell me all the things. We are just about to get started, but I am dragging my feet for some reason today. Boom, there we go. Shout out to our dear friend Kahuna. Now, that was the $50 item. $100, guys, can I tell you about the $100 secret menu item? The secret menu item. The secret menu item is a $100 massive item that comes with a huge thank you. Not only does it make a huge headway to the channel in making sure that we can keep doing all the cool stuff, but, you know, hey, it's a game changer. It makes things different. It makes things, how can I even put it? It's like, it always gives my players something to really pause at whenever we do this sort of thing. So, the $100 secret menu item here. Now, as you guys may or may not know, they are currently heading into the Cinderlands. The Cinderlands involves dealing with the Shoanti tribesmen that they are about to embark to go and speak to in order to learn about how to defeat an ancient, you know, sort of undeadish dragon. Now, upon this quest, our heroes will be tasked to try and prove themselves to these various tribes people. Now, for the $100 secret menu item, I will be adding an extra trial that our group will have to overcome in order to become accepted by the Shoanti tribesmen. You'll get an opportunity to sit down with me, or if you've got an idea already, hey, you know, go nuts. But like, if you would like to sit down with me and design an entire trial of the Shoanti barbarians to put my players through their paces, and then we will be running it for the campaign. So if you guys have interest in designing an extra trial with old Daggerino, that's what the secret menu item is for this session. Cool. I think that's it. Are we good? Is that everyone? Know everything? Yeah. All right. Let's kick it off then, guys. Welcome and salutations as we return once more to the rivers of Varisia. As our heroes make their way following a lake onwards and upwards, after having very narrowly escaped the town of Abkin, where... Is that too loud? I feel like that might be too loud. Or is that not loud
We also
enough?
missed a few of the donation stuff.
Oh, I'll come to that. I'll come to that.
Okay.
Volume's fine for me.
Volume's fine for everyone?
Sounds good to me.
That's fine.
Okay, cool. Okay.
It's trying to cut out once in a while, though.
Not too loud for chat? Okay, cool. Thank you, OG. Okay, so... Having narrowly escaped, our heroes continue to follow the river northwards, eventually passing Sirathu, the nearby town, and then making their way towards a large city nestled at the top of a large flat plateau. Seven dwarven faces with mouths open seem to create these waterfalls that pour out and join into the river. This large city is Kayamaga, a city of strangers. No real mayor or law exists here in the city. Instead, strangers make their way through these streets, connecting over trade and shared mutual interest. Even the homes that reside within these walls don't really belong to people more than they belong to those who have occupied these houses and used it for their purposes before moving on, leaving these abandoned places to then be claimed by others. Taking a quick moment, our heroes bask in awe at the shadow of this great and proud city. Much has happened to our heroes since they left the city of Korvosa. That's where they were. Their long trek, finding the undead child who stole one of your horses. Arriving at the town of Hars, where you managed to defeat a local legend, a bear which was beset upon the town. Eventually finding your way to Abkin, where, as I mentioned, you were not really as warmly received. And now finally, you sit before the city gates, the rise to the Storval Plateau, and where you intend to find the Shoanti barbarians. It will tell you all you need to know about the Queen's crown, the evil artifact that has driven her mad and turned her against her own city, forced her to become the monster that she is, the one who's hell-bent on destroying the city, your home. All right. It is here that we now join our heroes. The raftman that had escorted you from the town of Abkin has finally taken you the full distance to your location. But on the
Did
way,
I get back?
we'll get there. But on the way, however, we flash back to a moment where the group is on the edge of what looks to be a kind of a chase scene. The people of Abkin yelling and screaming, charging and rushing behind what looks to be the raft, as all but one member are currently sailing aboard it. Holly, you having landed on the river's edge, now running as fast as you can as the sounds of hoof steps from the charging people begin to make their way towards you. All right. All right, Holly. You're running. The raft is pulling away, and the others watch with bated breath as you are being beset upon by the town guard. After having left a baby on the ground, one that you had unintentionally stolen, but had now left in the path of charging horses. All right. What happens next?
I'm running to try to catch up with the raft, and when I get up to the raft, I'm going to try to jump in and swim over to it, maybe.
Okay, what is your movement speed for land speed?
20.
All right, unfortunately, that is nowhere near what you need in order to keep up with a raft moving down the river. Or up the river, should I say.
How fast is it moving?
How fast is the mimic?
No, the mimic.
I thought you said mimic.
No,
I
the
also
raft.
heard mimic.
I
Sorry.
heard how fast is it moving?
Oh, is it moving?
Yeah.
It is moving 30 foot
yeah.
around.
Okay. I have a plan to make this work. The problem is I don't know if I'll be large or if I'll be too large enough. Because I was planning on being a shark and going to pick up Holly because it had a 35 movement speed.
Mm-hmm.
However, I would be huge.
The river's probably too shallow for a huge shark to move
Okay.
freely.
Then we can go with something that is faster and do a we'll go with cheetah.
Sure. All right. Dante's body begins to shape and change. Fur begins to change color, shifting from their normal orangey, foxy hue to a yellow spotted motif. Taking on more feline features, you watch as they transform into a cheetah. I need a athletics check as you leap off and onto the shore.
I'm just going to do this with adding it as a modifier. This is a lot faster that way.
Hey, natural 20. Pew, 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 pew. You jump and you land on the other side without any problem and race to Holly. Now, as for the horses, they do indeed see the child and manage to pick it up instead of trampling it. But they are, again, still super mad, super angry. One of the horsemen who has got the baby in their arms turns backwards. But Holly, they will begin to catch up. A series of crossbow bolts fires in both you and Dante's direction. Holly. Yes. Oop, never mind. Yes.
Can I try and shoot to disarm them?
Sure. The one who misses, only because, like, it's one of those things that you don't really have a reaction to.
Right.
Shoot. One of them will shoot Holly and find purchase with their crossbow. The second individual, as they try to take aim, they did crit fumble. And Padre, you raise your gun and launch that crossbow out of that particular soldier's hand.
I don't think that crossbow is going to be usable anymore.
It is definitely not. especially because they're riding and racing while they do so. However, Holly, pick a number between 1 to 5, please.
3.
3. All right. You take 8 points of damage as the... Oh, actually, sorry, it's more than that because you are a higher level. Okay, there we go. That is 20 points of damage. And then 1, 2, 3. As the crossbow hits you in the back. Forearm. Oh, no, it hits you in the forearm. What are you carrying right now?
I wouldn't have been carrying anything. I would have left everything on the ship because I had the baby in my arms.
Ah, yes, you did have the baby in your arms. Okay.
So it's just, yeah, it's just my armor, or like my leather armor, and that's it.
All right. Well, then we're gonna change that. Oh no. Okay. Well, you take some more damage. Oh, I don't want. Do I want to do that?
I mean, Dante.
How many hero? Oh, you've
should
got
be
2 hero
able to
points.
do
You'll be
that pretty
fine.
quick.
Okay, yeah, I'm good. You take another 8 points of damage. As he
Not to mention
lands.
that-
As he lands a headshot, you must now make a fortitude save or die.
Oh no.
It'll be fine. She's got 2 hero points.
And I'm definitely using one of them.
Good. Do you want to use one to simply not die, or do you want to use one to reroll?
What's the target I'm aiming for?
Let's see. What's your character level? You are level 9. Okay, your target number is 26.
I'm gonna reroll.
All right. 1 hero point spent for a reroll. And a reroll well used. All right. Done and done. All right. Nope, I did that wrong. There we go. Boom. There it is. All right. Hero point has been spent. So as the bullet flies up and almost hits, it whizzes past and narrowly just only wings the side of your head. It is here that Dante then picks you up, and the both of you leap back to safety on the barge. The horses, unable to keep up without exhausting the horses, and seeing you leave, they decide to turn back and bring the child to safety. An epic battle. But you have managed to escape the town. Also, thank you, Scully. I was literally just about to hit that. Now, along your journey, you have taken a little bit of time to get to know each other. This is what we like to call a campfire scene. If anyone has any business they would like to talk about or bring up, they can do so. And as this happens, you'll be acquiring a bunch of inspiration from our lovely and amazing donators who helped us with the chat this morning. We have, of course, none other than Schoolii, who donated for the plot twist, as we previously mentioned, as well as a natural 20 for Quinn, a hero point for Quinn Agnes, and a heroic action for Mercutio from our dear friend McClover, and another plot twist from Bandy. Thank you all so much, and my players will be most grateful for each of these. Also, what's up, B-Town? All right, Bandy, you get to choose between switching sides, not black and white, or sudden recollection. So let me say that again. So Bandy, you get to pick one of these plot twists. It's either switch sides, not black and white, or sudden recollection. Let me know which you would like, and that is what we'll do. All right. The scene is yours, my players. You have the better part of a day of travel worth to discuss things if you would like to.
Oh,
Meanwhile, also, tending to Holly's wounds.
Definitely tending to the wounds.
Happened.
yeah.
We're never going to offer to deliver something for somebody else without checking what's inside.
Probably for the best. I think we just were kind of like, oh, hey, free travel, sure, we'll take the voucher.
Yeah, Quinn, how
Um,
did you know there were drugs in there?
I didn't know there were drugs in there. I just had a bad feeling that there was something bad.
You know, as far as repayment for saving their town from a bear that has been plaguing them for years, it's a really shitty one.
Well, we do still have the. Well, yeah.
I mean, they didn't. They gave us stuff to smuggle and free passage, which we probably could have paid for, but well, definitely could have now. It's been a weird journey.
Ollie, I'm worried that you're falling too far into the ways of Asmodeus.
Why do you say that? I just saved the baby.
I'm glad that you did. And I thank you for that. You did a good job with that. When I first met you, you painted yourself in the broad strokes of the hero. And now I'm afraid that you're painting yourself in the broad strokes of a cleric of Asmodeus because you threw the fireball at the townspeople. And you tend to embrace things rather wholeheartedly. I just want the real Holly, which probably falls somewhere in between. I think she and I could be friends.
I was trying to stop the townsfolk because I just used the wall to start out with. But then everybody made
the wall was perfect. That was brilliant because it wasn't going to hurt them, but it was going to delay them. And I get that they broke it down.
Everyone made the entire town super angry and they weren't listening to anything and they were going to try to kill us. So I had to defend us.
There's ways to defend without killing people.
Yeah, but I don't have any spells that would have worked.
Well, that's when distractions are good.
And talked our way out of it.
Oh, I mean, we did try and talk our way out of it.
Yeah, you guys talked and you made it worse. Every time you talked, you made it worse.
I mean, Agnes, you're even your friend, or was she your grandmother, aunt, something relation?
Nanny of the pudding.
Yes, unleashed a eldritch black pudding on us. I know we did try and talk our way out. I think, I don't think we killed anyone. We did escape with as little harm to them as possible, but our diplomacy skills may need a little polishing up. I don't know that and sorry guys, Yogi Boo Boo, I apologize, but I'm not sure that having bears drive our wagon really helped their case.
Hey, it's quite all right. Most people, they tend to discriminate against our kind. Ain't that right, little buddy?
And it's really, really not fair that they do that because you guys are great.
Maybe we could make them, let's put a big ring of flowers around their neck or something. I don't know what.
When you're in Kayamaga, you can always buy a pair of hat of disguises and then have them just wear these hats and then become.
There we go. That's what we'll do.
Yeah, well, apparently
That's a brilliant idea, God. Thank you.
It was actually the boatman who's still sitting there kind of sweating bullets because you're talking about having murdered a ton of people in another town.
We didn't murder. We never talked about murdering anybody. We talked about hurting
people.
We
talked about not murdering them.
He sort of looks at you and smiles and nods.
Yeah, sure, buddy.
Whatever you say, as long as you don't kill me and throw my body overboard.
We have no, we're not going to do that. You're perfectly fine. We're actually quite friendly people.
That's what serial killers would say.
Just misunderstood often.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about how much more you're misunderstood. Would you like a Snickers? Here,
Well, you
have
see, the
this.
fire tends to be the start of the problems. You see, it's just it's going along fine, and then fire, and then everyone wonders why things go wrong. And I keep trying to point out that perhaps the fire's the problem, but well, it doesn't seem to work.
Well, I mean, it's a problem and a solution at the same time. But I get what you're saying, Agnes. We need to a little, a little less quick on the draw when dealing with, you know, regular people, even if they are insular, military, xenophobic townspeople. I have a thing against bears.
Dante, what'd you think about
Yes.
the find? Do we need to pay that other village a visit on our way back through?
I
I
wouldn't
expect you have
say
questions.
yes, along with giving them an earful, potentially.
Well, I mean, if they're part of the supply chain and the source, that might be. I'm not saying your friend got them directly from that town, but the town seems to be at least a conduit in the drug trade.
I think it was very bad of that town to put drugs and make us try to carry their drugs.
Oh,
Especially
yeah.
after what we just did for them.
Absolutely. We saved their puppies.
I mean, when you're in a business like that, you're not exactly scrupulous, are you?
I love how you guys hold the whole town responsible. Like, that's it. No more deals with entire towns. Those 200 people cut off completely.
Well,
I would at least like to talk to the ones that gave us the packages, at least.
The mayor.
It was the mayor, yeah.
I mean, they did vote him into office, presumably.
He
Yep.
probably had a very well-funded election.
Yep, funded by the devil's dandruff.
Did you just say devil's dandruff?
Yes, he did.
What is like pesh made from? Is it
Cactus.
like okay?
I knew that one. Haha.
Well done, you.
I know, right?
And a particular type of cactus? Like, is it grown in a particular place? Can it be?
It's pretty
cultivated
widespread.
across
It's a very robust cactus. It's kind of one of those ones that you really have to try to kill for it to die. It predominantly comes from the
So it's
southern.
like weeds.
Yeah. It comes from the southern continent of Gorund. Typically around Thuvia, Osirian, and Katapesh, those kind of areas. Katapesh, I believe, was the origin of that kind of thing, but that's only because I'm hearing me say it now, and I'm like, Katapesh sounds right, but also maybe because it has the word pesh in it. So,
So something like peyote then, probably.
I just realized something.
Hmm?
I left my helmet back in town.
You did.
Oh, you're
Well,
not
sure,
going
we
back
can
for
make
it.
you something out of a wee bucket. We'll just cut a couple of holes in, and it'll be fine.
I'll see if I can slap something together for you, Merc.
I would
Well,
appreciate that.
the next
I don't
place
know
we're going.
I don't know what came over me.
I
to mention
don't
the
know either. I mean, you kind of ripped your helmet off and jumped down in front of a horde of angry people as a skeleton and yelled at them and seemed to harden their resolve.
Yeah. Very I don't know. think something may be happening, but can't really ask you know who for answers at the moment.
Well, I'm not gonna inquire as to problems between a person and their gods. That's a personal thing.
Oh,
But
I wasn't talking about Iomade, no. I
uh,
was talking about the one man who knows more about my condition than anyone.
oh, that
Yeah,
jackass. Oh yeah. And
yeah.
I will be happy to not ever talk to him again.
I'd be happier
But
if he was skewered on my sword, but we'll get there eventually.
mm, yeah, well, that might be a little down the road. I mean, we got other things to take care of first. I will look around in our inventory and see if I can put a makeshift helmet together.
Well, it just so happens that should you need something,
Oh, we could call him Badam, can't we?
we've got Badam, and I also have. I took the skill predictive purchase.
Ooh, nice. That's actually perfect. Predictive purchase allows you to rummage around and say that I bought this back in the previous town, although it's probably the
Yep.
previous town. I will say that you
From
have
times ago.
that what you have there, Quinn, is something that you thought was going to be a really beautiful addition to your office. It is like basically a flower pot that one would normally use to, as you imagine, store some sort of plant. Fill it with soil, but then it also has some holes for like runoff and stuff. But it's like kind of almost a designed feature. As it has nothing in it, flipping it upside down and using it, it is a perfect fit for a helmet of some kind. Likely part of the aesthetic, but yeah, it seems it'll do the job. Yeah, for sure.
So I pull it out. Can you
You
use
know
this,
what?
Patrick?
It'll work.
I mean, that'll work. The color suits you. Really brings out the eldritch blue of your eyes.
Wait, they're blue?
Kind of glowy. Yeah.
You know, I've never actually looked at myself in a mirror.
Well, I mean, you kind of look like a skeleton with glowing blue eyes.
Speaking of things for crafting, I'm not sure what we're going to be doing with these. He will bring out the 3 adamantine arrowheads.
Oh, Patrick, can you go ahead and craft those the cure wound arrows for me, the healing arrows?
Yeah, I mean, not on the boat, obviously, but when we get to town, I can probably find somewhere where I can, spend some time and get those put together for you.
All right. Well, after a long and very poignant discussion with one another, we now return back to Kayamaga. Mercutio, your heroic action for today is make way. As part of your movement for one whole round, any person you move into, you can shove in a direction of your choice for free. This ability lasts until the end of whichever round you decide to play it in.
Ooh,
All right.
nice.
Oh, look at all those unsuspecting enemies on the bridge.
Ha ha ha.
Merc is the brute squad.
Gonna start charging forward and shout choo choo.
Now, we return once more, no longer on the raft, but our heroes having taken the elevator up the Stovall Plateau to the great city itself. Welcome, one and all, to Kayamaga. As I mentioned, you can see there are a number of waterways down on the bottom, which pour water down these cliffs from the mouths of several dwarven faces. The city, as I said, also filled with a myriad of buildings that don't really belong to anyone, except for whoever seems to have walked into it and claimed it for themselves. You also see a good chunk of the northwest side having collapsed as if something large had battered through the city. That seems to be the only entrance that you can take of note into the city itself. And once you arrive, you are surrounded by a ton of people, merchants, travelers, and all of the like, who seem to be making their way through and trying to get as much attention as they can from any who pass through the city. You sir, come. I have most beautiful thing for you here. It is these gorgeous silks found from the far lands of Tianxia. I managed to get these for great price, and they would look beautiful on you. Another individual yells up and says, "Fresh crab goulash!" Yes, that's right, the crabbiest crab goulash. No fresher seafood in the land. Someone yelling out, "But the sea, it is 6 days away. How are you getting the crabs to be fresh?" How about you shut up, Greg? Oh, you comes over here and you makes me shut up. Oh, I makes you shut up, Greg. You wait and see. And you can hear basically just the sound of this walla and commotion coming from everywhere.
Agnes saying like the city takes her coin pouch and she divides her coins into 4 other pouches. And then she tucks like one inside of her top, and then she's placing another one in the inside of a cloak pocket, and she has one down her boot. And yeah, so she just kind of like separates her coins out because she's just like pickpockets. This place is rife with pickpockets. Separate your money, hide it in places. This is what
Fair.
Laura does when she travels on her own. Yeah, it's like I don't put money in my shoe, but it's something I can. Yeah, so I'm like.
Ollie takes a thing from Agnes and decides to put all of her stuff into her portable hole bracers and turn them into a tattoo on her arm.
All right.
Dante is going to put the bag of holding at the bottom of his backpack. Because that's where all of his money is at.
Sure.
Now, when you've got something that works like a bag of holding, do you have to know what you're trying to get when you reach into it?
Yes.
So if someone just sticks their hand in, it's going to be
However, they
empty.
yeah,
right?
but they could just steal the bag of holding at the same time.
Right. No, but Padrig's coat has pockets that kind of are like little mini bags of holding. So his stuff's in there, and he just kind of makes it that his gun's not too subtly hidden in case anyone gets any ideas.
Sure, not a problem.
I'm not a man to mess around with.
Giving off the general fuck off aura, most people are, giving you guys a reasonably wide berth. However, as you do so, you see an individual approach you, a small gnomish individual with what looks to be pigtails, a very, very colorful set of gear. They kind of look a bit like threadbare. It's like someone had fine clothes, but then over time have just worn them down. As this individual approaches, they say, "Hi! So good to see you! Welcome to Kayamaga! I'm one of the greeters here. You can call me Nimi."
Oh, hello, Nimi.
Well, first of all, is this your first time to Kayamaga?
It's my first time. I don't know about the rest of my friends.
Patrick's giving Holly a look. This is a shakedown, Holly.
Agnes might have been here before, perhaps.
If you had, it might have been a while ago, but yes, Varisians have been known to travel
A
through
long time
Kayamaga.
ago, yeah.
Yep. Well,
So Agnes will just say, "Oh, long time ago. Probably
Oh.
changed."
well, Kayamaga is a city filled with change. After all, everyone who lives in Kayamaga, they're people who travel through and travel around. No one knows who originally built Kayamaga, only that it now serves as a refuge for people great and small. No matter what reason you have for being traveled here, you are welcomed within the reaches of the great city of Kayamaga. There's always opportunities for making a few extra coin, as well as exploring your own personal interests, whatever those interests may be, as she sort of like elbows Merc's armor like along the belly, and then sort of gives a surreptitious wink.
What are you trying to imply?
That you have interests, of course. You look like a very interesting person. She kind of walks away. Now,
Merc's gonna check himself.
yep, you're still Merc.
Well, like his items, like his
Sure.
gold and stuff.
Make a perception check.
Because no one just says that; it just walks away. Perception. That's a 16.
The critical failure. All right. See, she hadn't stolen anything, and now I kind of wish she did. But no, unfortunately, the only thing that she stole was, the little bit of dignity that you brought to the city. You realize very quickly that when someone is, like, sort of being friendly and sort of doing the whole, like, whatever your interests happen to be, to then stoically look at them and say, "What are you implying?" is probably going to make them feel really awkward and like, wow, this guy looks like a ton of fun. I'm really glad that this guy is, hanging about here. I bet he's going to explore all of his interests. There's the wet blanket store somewhere. You can go check that out.
I'm going to actually call after her. Minnie.
Oh, no, she's sorry. When I say she walks away, I more mean she just made a little bit of distance between her and Merc.
Oh,
No,
okay.
Yeah, she's still talking to you guys. She says, well, whatever you are doing in the city, you don't need to tell anyone, but I'm sure you'll find exactly what you're looking for.
So how did you get to be a greeter, Minnie?
Oh, I've been a greeter for about 6 months now. Again, needed to make a little bit of extra coin and show people around the city, and being a greeter is a great way to do it.
Do you like what you do?
Oh, very much. I get to meet people, really interesting people like yourself, and this lovely lady, she says, pointing to Quinn.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you. I was hoping that you might be able to let me know. Do you know of a bathhouse in the city that has private bathing chambers and might have a massage as well?
A bathhouse. Oh
Yes.
boy, do I know if there's a bathhouse or not.
Agnes leans in and she goes, "Oh, dearie, and be careful what kind of massage you ask for, if you know what I mean."
Oh, no, strictly therapeutic, like, never mind. Thank you, Minnie.
I mean, if you need that,
Meanwhile,
Quinn, go and get it.
All right, there is a
Dag is like,
there is a bathhouse. Hold
Quinn
on,
turns bright red.
hold
How
on. Let me
old
see if
is
I can
Quinn?
find it.
Like, how old is Quinn?
How old is
Uh,
Quinn?
She's probably.
Oh
she's
my
just
word.
not. She's just not worldly. She's like coming up on 30, but she's pretty much asexual or has been.
Nice,
so
different
it's
different
not that
strokes for
she's-
different folks.
Yeah, it's not that she's ignorant that these things go on. It's just that she doesn't think about it.
There is a
Probably has no-
bathhouse. That is the bathhouse.
That's
Good job.
I'm not even joking about it.
Oh, brilliant.
Hey, would you mind showing us where it is if you don't mind escorting?
Oh yeah,
I
of
had
course.
to ask.
I can, of course. You know, if you're willing to pay for the services, I'll be happy to join you for the whole day and serve as your guide.
I put a piece of I withdraw a gold piece from my pocket and I shake hands with her and pass her the piece of gold and say, "Why, thank you very much."
Beautiful. She takes it, she looks at it, and yep, she is all yours for the day. Now, for the purposes of the game itself, Minnie is very chatty, very talkative, and very, very friendly. And you can learn a lot of things from Minnie about her and about, you know, her situation and blah, 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 blah. For the mechanical side of things, what this is gonna mean is that you guys do have a automatic success to locate any locations and to get anywhere within the city of Kayamaga. Now, heading towards the rubdown, you are heading towards the south side of the city. You can see as you cross over past the Thoracic Spire and the Haverstone Grange that there are several pathways of water that run to those heads that you'd seen previously, and several networks of bridges interconnect across them. These bridges are makeshift. These rivers were not built with the city in mind. The streets have been flooded and eroded for so long that eventually they have become the way they are. Now, as you make your way to the rubdown, you can see what looks to be it's almost a Greek-styled bathhouse, made of stone and like, well, yeah, stone, pretty much what I'm saying, and carved by dwarven hands. It has a massive kind of shared public pool space to it, as well as several private saunas that are attached there as well. There are changing rooms, there is, you know, a bunch of different places, so if you would like to participate in the bath, you may absolutely do so. And I'll tell you what, I have an encounter that I have in bathhouses, which I haven't run for you guys, and I will give it to the chat. Chat, for one time only, because I'm super interested in this particular thing, I will run that encounter for... Let me roll a d20. Here we go. Boom. Actually, no, I'll roll in chat. Here we go. This encounter will cost chat. Come on, you. In chat, please. Thank you. $3. That's right. For $3. I mean, you can donate more, but for $3, I will run this encounter.
For $0, I could have a bath and a massage in peace.
That's true. For $0. Actually, how much does a bath in peace cost? Let's have a look. There you go. It's $11 for a bath.
$11.
Oh no.
11 gold.
So mean.
Okay. So anyway.
Okay, give me a second.
So, is anyone else participating in the bath?
Oh
Silly
yes,
eye.
definitely.
Of course.
Good
not. Can I say real quick while Holly is doing the bath thing, she's got extra clothes, and she's got fine clothes, and she really likes the shininess of Minnie's outfit, and she feels bad that Minnie there's kind of threadbound or like threadbare. So she's gonna give one of her sets of fine clothing to Minnie as a gift, and I'm assuming they're probably
Aw.
about the same.
That's cute.
So many
That's amazing.
donations suddenly coming in.
She'll take it, and she will be confused at first and try to pay for it. But if it's a gift, she'll take it very graciously.
No, it's a gift, Minnie, because I think you look really pretty, and I love how shiny your clothes are, and I think these
Aw.
clothes are also going to be pretty, and I really appreciate all the help you're giving us today.
I don't know what to say. Thank you. This is one of the nicest things anyone's ever done for me.
It's okay. Holly's gonna hug her.
She gives you a hug back. She smells like licorice.
I'm gonna just whisper to Minnie. She's super nice. Just don't sign anything she gives you.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
Minnie, not to be a pain, but what are the I guess the religious areas around here? Like, who are the main deities worshipped around here?
Oh, everyone really. As we said, the people who come to Kayamaga, they come and go all the time. At any given time, there may be more of one follower than another. Desna is very popular. The City of Travelers is often blessed by her. Sarenrae is again another popular one, but any of the greater gods is pretty easy to find a group or peoples that would worship them.
Do you know
But
of any?
oh, sorry, I was
good.
going to say, but if you really want to see the unique element of Kayamaga, the augurs, where a lot of people put a lot of faith in.
Do you know of any Iomedean groups around by chance?
Yeah, I do. There's a small group of them in one of the upper districts, the temple districts, in fact. I could take you there now or after everyone's had a bath, if you like.
Merc will ask the group if they would rather just do it after, or if they would like to bat now, and he'd be willing to go by himself.
Yeah, I figured you weren't going to want a bath, Merc. You want to go off to your temple? Go. I don't have a problem with that.
To be fair,
Thank you
I wouldn't
for-
actually mind visiting the Temple of Desna once I've tidied up.
Thank you for being understanding.
All right. Mercutio goes off in the company of their new companion. As you manage to find your way back in, we have a bunch of hero points coming through. So let's go through. Schoolie, first of all, thank you for the side quest encounter. We are going to go with that. McClover,
I'm gonna go
thank you for your $10 donation. Do the side quest. If that donation is for the side quest, I can zhuzh it up a little bit, but let me know. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to provide the players with whatever you would like. And Christina, thank you so much, Christina, which gives a hero point to Holly. All right, let me get that hero point to Holly real quick. There we go. Bada boom! Thank you so much, Christina. And then OG Lava Kitten coming in with another plot twist. Okay, so here we go. Boom. Your choices are Second Wind, Greed, or Mistaken Identity. Those are your plot twist choices. Also, Tenshi Arashi, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for bringing your family here. Welcome in. My name is Malcolm, the Dead Aussie Gamer. We are currently in the city of Kayamaga with this group of adventurers, just enjoying a bath, relaxing, unwinding before they head out into the deserts. And a heroic action for Dante. Ooh, and Mistaken Identity. Okay, I've taken that one. That's good. Okay, 4 plot twists. Okay, here we go. So first of all, boom. Okay. Dante, your heroic action is hold the line. Until the start of your next turn, anytime an enemy would leave a space adjacent to you using a move action, they have to succeed in an acrobatics or athletics against your fort DC, or they cannot leave your area.
Ooh.
So that is called hold the line. And that
Alrighty.
comes courtesy of our dear friend McClover. Thank you, Mac. Nice to
Thank you, McClover.
Super, super lovely. Okay. Now, first of all, before I forget, we do have a plot twist that was redeemed, but also we had a plot twist that was done. First of all, boom! Sudden recollection. So our greeter friend who is able to give you information about the city comes courtesy of our sudden recollection plot twist. Much, much obliged, and hope that that Nimi serves your team very well. The second plot twist, which is going to be played right now, is Mercutio. Something
Ooh.
lost.
Something lost.
So, Mercutio, as you are following Nimi to the best of your abilities, she is talking to you, and you notice something out of the corner of your eye. You are distracted for a moment as you see the shining, shimmering, shielded armor that you believe belongs to an Iomedan paladin, hung up on a shopping stall where someone is trying to sell a regalia of the Iomedan church. This is not something that commonly happens. Mostly when a paladin or a champion is grave robbed, their armor may get sold in places like this. And you take a moment to go and express your outrage, but in that moment, unfortunately, Nimi does not see you do this, and you find yourself separated.
No.
Did you want to say something or interact with that, or?
Yeah, as Merc approaches, ready to, start absolutely ringing into this guy, and then he notices his guide is gone. Well, this isn't good.
All right. Meanwhile, inside the bathhouse, there is the most relaxing vibe. As you breathe a deep sigh as the steam and the smell of the scented bath waters wash over you. Water pours over your skin, and you are scrubbed, you are soaped, you feel amazing. The open-air bath is quite unique. There is several different temperatured baths, with one larger one in the center, almost akin to a swimming pool. The one in the center seems to be very much for general use, to enjoy, to cavort, to relax and unwind, whereas the ones on the side come in different shapes and sizes. One of them, you can see there's like an elderly man who goes in before you, steps into one of the baths in particular, and uses it to clean himself first. So very much scrubbing his nether regions, his underarms, and a bunch of different other places before leaving and then getting into the one of the smaller baths. These smaller baths are for soaking and for unwinding away from the public, a place where you can just enjoy the bath. Afterwards, you will notice that he will get into the larger bath and, be with a lot more people, and then eventually go back to the smaller, cool bath to clean before getting back into a small one. So it's kind of like this rhythm that you can see that a lot of people have. It does not take much for you to figure it out. You guys are very clever, and you guys can piece it together. But for the most part, you guys are just enjoying this to the fullest. As you do so, however, there is an individual who happens to be eyeballing you in a very strong and kind of aggressive way. An orcish man covered in tattoos seems to be sitting in a private bath. As he does so, you can see that a couple of half-orcs seem to be surrounding him on either side, and they seem to lash his rather large body with what looks to be large reeds of olive leaves that make a sound almost like a whip cracking as he is hit time and time again. As he takes note of who you are, he whispers something to one of his companions, who then slowly makes their way over towards wherever you happen to be in the bathhouse at the time. Greetings. I come on the behest of Master Granger. He seeks your company. If you would like to join him. And he bows kind of like deeply, and he does not rise his head until you respond to him.
Who's Master Granger?
Master Granger, Anok Granger, is a very powerful man in Kayamaga. Continues to bow.
Why would he want to see us?
That is not for someone as me to say.
Holly's gonna look over at Quinn.
I'm gonna get into the bath as if I don't know her. And that the invitation is not for me.
Damn.
Avoid
Are
the
you-
situation entirely.
Are you inviting all of us, or are you just inviting me? Who are you inviting?
He wishes for all of you.
Not gonna go away unless we agree to this, are you?
Quinn sighs, gets out of the tub, wraps a towel around herself.
He says, no, you will. This is purely an invitation.
Understood. Well,
I look over.
I mean, I feel like these are the sort of invitations that are implied that it's best if you accept them.
I was hoping that was not going to be the case, but I suspect you're right.
That's just the vibe I'm getting, with all the bowing and obeisance. All right, fine, it's the worst that can happen.
Don't.
I shudder to think. Why did you say it?
All
All right.
Patrick's just like, God, I did it again, didn't I? All
But at
right,
least
let's go
this
through.
time we're surrounded by plenty of water.
This is true.
Poor Agnes. We have scarred her forever.
No fire around.
All right. As you make your way towards them. Sorry, Agnes, were you going as well?
Yes.
All right. As you make your way towards this individual, he sort of stands as you approach. He leaves very little to the imagination, proudly showing off a series of tattoos that run across his entire body. They depict a story. If anyone would like to, you may make a society check to try and decipher said story, or you can choose not to.
I would
Yeah,
like
sure,
to
why
try
not?
that.
Okay.
Why not?
All right. Society checks if you'd be so kind.
I hate you, Die. You rolled off the 13.
Can I use a hero point to reroll that, please?
You may.
Thanks. Oh, just by the hair on my chinny chin chin.
All right.
The dice have not been my friend like this year, actually, to be honest with you.
As you, anyone who got over a 21. Oh, sorry, no, 26, sorry. Anyone who gets over 26, so Patrick, Quinn, and Agnes. You all succeed. The tattoos tell a story. The story is the tale of the man who carried the sun. A long time ago, in a lot of various cultures, there was the tale of when the sky fell upon Galarian, and in doing so brought with it destruction on a scale that was hitherto unheard of. This most know as Earthfall, but in some cultures this changes in its name. This story tells of a man who was founded in Earthfall, an individual, a warrior, who had stood against the sky falling down and stood as a bulwark, taking blow after blow rock after rock, boulder after boulder, breaking every bone in their body, protecting their village and their loved ones. They were then told, after 10 days of suffering the onslaught, that their family, the other members of the tribe, would rise and shift, taking turns. But over the course of those 10 days in which the sky fell down upon him, not a single member of their clan, not a single person from their tribe came out and offered any kind of help. This tale is a cautionary tale used by a lot of people to talk about betrayal coming from even the closest places to you. As this individual sees you approach, he says, "Ah, Roktos! It is good to see you, old friend. If my eyes don't deceive me, you are indeed a welcome sight here." He seems to be looking directly at Padrig.
What did he call me?
Rockmanus.
Do I recognize that name?
You do not.
I will reply kindly. I appreciate the invitation, but I think that you may have me confused with someone else.
He looks at you up and down, and he says, "Are you sure? You're not having a joke at my expense, are you? I don't like these kinds of jokes."
I would not have a joke at your expense. I don't know who you are, and I don't have any reason to have a joke at your expense. I've never heard that name. I've never gone by that name. It's my first time in this city. This is my first time this far from Korvosa, in fact.
Korvosa. Oh. He looks at you one more and then looks at your traveling companions and then eventually goes, "Ah, perhaps the mistake is mine. No matter. The bath is a place for new friends, after all. Come, sit with me." Now, I've completely
Sure.
forgotten what I called him in this game. His name.
Master. This is Master G something.
All right. I am going to give him a new name because I was making this thing. I'm going to call it Angorad. Angorad Granger. That was it.
Granger, yes.
Yep. Angorad Granger. All right. Here we go. And boopity boop. Gah. Well, there we go.
Moved the wrong thing.
What's that?
You moved the chat box a little bit.
I did, but then I moved it back. All G. All right. So
as Agnes sits down, she will say, she'll like nod towards the servant, I'm assuming, that came over to talk with, and just say, your manservant there said that you were, well, you were quite important in the city. Are you perhaps part of the government or a merchant or?
He kind of has a strong laugh. Ah, no, nothing so important. I just have a big family. One who has been in Kayamaga for some time.
Oh,
We
right.
we like to help people who are down on their luck, try to find their own feet, you know. It's a family business that has been running for many years.
Oh, so you like find them work and stuff. I suppose you own businesses and things.
Yeah, of sorts. When people find themselves in need, they often find themselves in our company. But I do tend to know what people need in this town, as it is my business. But as strangers, I'm afraid you have me at a loss. Tell me, what brings you to Kayamaga? Within these grand walls must be something you desire.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there is something that each one of us would desire. To be honest with you, we were mostly just passing through.
Yeah. Mostly my desire right now is a nice, relaxing bath.
Quinn says nothing because her answer would be solitude.
You- as he observes the silence and he sort of sees you kind of like in that, he you watch as he kind of gestures to the half orcs, and within a few seconds the entire bathhouse clears out. Everyone, the men, the women, the children, the other guests, like without saying a single word, stand up and simply gather their stuff and leave. The half orcs then follow very quickly afterwards before you can hear the sounds of gentle music coming from nearby. The sound of people, well, basically a group of bards who seem to be um, creating an ambiance, shall we say.
Agnes would like to just kind of observe casually the people as they're leaving. And does it look like fear or more like a bit of respect? Like, do they appear terrified or just like, oh, this is normal, Howie, let's go.
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Okay.
There's definitely a lot of respect. Like no one kicks up, no one, makes a fuss or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it is definitely very unusual.
Okay, so also, now that I've spoken to her for a bit, Agnes has got an ability called biographical eye.
Mm-hmm.
And even a brief conversational social interaction, you pick up on subtle social and visual cues to learn a great deal about a person's origin and history. You might notice bits of green under the person's fingernails and determine they're a herbalist, blah, 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 blah. Spend 1 minute, blah, 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 talking, which is what I just did. And then attempt. Oh, a DC 30 society check. And you gain a +1 sentence, blah, 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 blah. During this point, engage person conversation. Yeah, so it's kind of like you learn just like a little bit about their profession, perhaps a speciality within their profession, the nation or settlement where they normally live. Like just clues about like a
Sure,
Sherlock Holmes.
not a problem. Yeah, not a problem.
this
Make
morning.
a investigate. Make a society check, and Quinn, I'll let you do the same as well. As an investigator.
Right, so I get a +1 on this.
Do you like the song that's being played by the bard who got brought in?
I do.
Oh, yes.
Ooh,
Holy
nice.
schnapps,
My DC was
Agnes.
actually 30, so 36 is.
Yeah, it's not. I should probably
But-
turn off the.
no.
I'll turn off the DC thing. All right, 36. Now, Quinn, You don't know this individual particularly, but you have heard of the rumors that will coincide with Agnes's check in a moment. Now, every city has an underbelly. Every city has a deep, secretive place that they don't want people to know about. Kayamaga is even harder because it's literally a warren of rats moving and shifting so frequently that there is no vie for power. There is no one person in charge. Like, for example, you had in Korvosa, Gadrin Lamb, who had built and established a network of thieves. No one does that here. Power and the lords and whoever's in charge of the underworld shift so frequently that basically it's like trying to nail Jello to a wall. However, Agnes,
Mhm.
Granger, the name sticks to you until eventually you remember. There was indeed an orcish warlord by the name of Granger Gridlock. Now, Gridlock was a very particular individual whose acts of sheer violence would be used to tear apart people on the front lines in the War of Belkzen. However, it was claimed that this quite powerful and legendary orc was felled in battle, disappearing until apparently he was found alive in Riddleport after killing a series of gang members and usurping a position as a loan shark in the Riddleport pirate port. After amassing a great deal of wealth, this individual started to spread out and branch his network. Mostly extortion, mostly smuggling, and of course the occasional protection racket are majorly what this individual does. However, the name he called Patrick bears a striking resemblance to a story you also heard. You notice this from a scar upon his body, right where his throat is. This is what gives this all away. This individual, this large, hulking orc, the day that he went missing, he had made friends, close friends, if you follow my meaning, with a member of the champions who fought against the Belkzen War. They fell in love and eventually turned on the orcish horde themselves. They had convinced Granger to give up his life of violence. However, this was only a ploy, used to lure him into a small, secluded place before the person that he loved stabbed him in the neck. He never forgot that betrayal. He never forgot how much he had endured and suffered to be with this individual, only to be betrayed in that final moment. The meaning of the tattoos upon this orc's body, the I guess the demeanor and the respect that he seems to be shown falls into place here. Now, while he's not in charge of the city, again, it is very clear of the danger this man presents. And Patrick apparently looks like the old partner.
What, the one who stabbed him in the neck?
Yes.
No, that. Ah.
Patrick gets all the romance.
Patrick does. I mean, we could shift it, but I feel like
That's fine, you know.
Yeah. Well, I feel like a romance between a fairy and an orc his size. I mean, I have more questions than anything else. Anyway, that is the go that Agnes gets.
And
Patrick, meanwhile, is completely oblivious to this.
Oh
as
yeah.
am I. I'm just so happy that the bathhouse is empty and there's music. I'm like,
Okay, so I think well, it might not be a good idea. Agnes kind of wants to, if we're just sitting having casual conversation, to just casually like try to talk to Padraig a little bit about his past. Maybe it's just in a story, you know, so that he will talk about like, so it would become obvious that he's not this person, but not in a forced way, if you know what I mean. Like turn the conversation to, I don't know, things we once did. So Patrick will talk about something in his past that might make it clear to this guy that this isn't at all in any way, shape, or form this person.
All
I'm
right.
not too sure how to do that myself, really. But
Patrick, how much do you reveal about your personal history in front of this guy?
Oh, I mean, I'm not gonna
This
get
complete stranger.
too deep into it, but you know, so like, what kind of questions is Agnes are you asking?
it might just be like casual things, like she might mention a time that she had an accident when she was a kid or something, or do you know what I mean? Like just little things that you just random events or something. Do you know what I mean? That would be irrelevant, perhaps, like kind of thing or something, but would indicate.
Yeah,
that-
I mean, you know, I'll respond casually in kind, you know, making it clear that I grew up in Korvosa. You know, I'm not sure how old this orc is. When were those wars anyway?
They're still going.
Okay. Because you know,
Okay, the
Patrick's
better question: when did it
Patrick's
start?
yeah, I mean
When the orcs showed up.
Patrick's in his, so I guess he looks about the same age. I mean, Patrick's, you know, in his early 20s, grad student age. But you know, and he'll do things like if the water starts to feel, actually, you know, one of the things that Patrick might do is, you know, use prestidigitation to kind of make cool shapes and steam and stuff like that. Not sure if a champion of whatever would be doing any magic. I don't know, but I'm gonna enjoy the bath. I'm in an awkward social situation. He's not particularly happy about it, but he's gonna try and make the best of it with this clearly a mob boss orc who's inviting them over.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. So, obviously, plot twist of mistaken identity here. But before we find out the results of your, I guess,
Dissembling.
yeah, we return across town, where we find a lost little boy, Mercutio. You begin to make your way through the city streets, with no clue as to where you're going or where to be. Your guide is gone, and you are now surrounded by strangers who bump into you from time to time, who seem to try and pay you no mind as they carry on their business. If you are talking, you are muted.
He might be sleeping again.
You might have called correctly.
Hello, this is a wake-up call for our dear friend, Marcus the GM. If you are asleep, please say absolutely nothing.
I'm not.
There we go.
Okay, good.
Nope, I'm just listening.
This is your scene.
Oh, sorry. What was going on again?
Apparently he wasn't listening.
I kind of blanked. I apologize.
Mercutio is in the market. He has
Yes.
lost the guide that he has, and he is currently trying to figure out what to do next.
First thing Merc's gonna do is shout out for him or for her.
Your voice carries, but amongst the crowd of people, it doesn't go very far. Roll me a percentage, please.
Damn.
There seems to be no response. You neither see nor hear any signs of Nimi.
Oh boy. Well, this isn't good. Merc is trying to keep his composure. I mean, being lost in a large city is going to be a bit overwhelming. And then he's still got to deal with trying to not tear the merchant a new one for the armor. So he just like to kind of like calm himself down, he starts just reciting just little bits of Iomedean prayers to himself.
All right, you begin to recite some Iomedan prayers while standing in the middle of the street. A few people think you're a bit strange and kind of walk around you. There's like sort of almost like this river effect of people moving around the guy who's muttering prayers to themselves.
I mean, he is strange considering that he's walking around the city in gold armor.
In gold armor with a pot on his head.
Yeah, you
that
do
too,
have,
yeah.
You do have a flower pot on your head as well.
Yeah. Or tries to find any sort of like building that could be like some sort of landmark.
Sure. Make me a perception check.
Hey, 30.
30, okay. Let's see. I will roll some dice here. All right, you see a temple not too far to the northwest of where you happen to be.
Well, if any place is good as any to look, that's where I should go. And Merc heads off towards it.
All right. You find yourself making your way towards what looks to be a beautiful temple. There's no markings or insignias upon it. As previously mentioned, this temple was likely used by multiple different gods with multiple different clergies and people and the like. As you arrive, you can see that there's a small gathering. In fact, people who seem to be wearing Iomedan clothing seem to be in congregation nearby. As you enter, they sort of turn their shoulder and have a look at you. I say Iomedan, sorry, when I say Iomedan clothing, I realize I misspoke there. It's not so much Iomedan, more than their coloration seems to be in the whites, the reds, and the yellows for what they're wearing.
Merkel will approach. Hail, friends.
They shush you because they're in the middle of a congregation.
All right.
Oh, that was so cute. Just that moment of, all right then. Do you go sit down?
Yes.
All right. As you go and take a seat, the priest in charge seems to be talking about just sacrifice, the things we do in life to sort of better ourselves, the things that we do to prove ourselves. Do we really do them to prove ourselves to each other, or do we try to prove them to those around us? What is worthiness, and what do we do to warrant to earn the trust of those that would put their safety and their safety and their well-being in our hands? As he continues to go on, looking around, you can see that there are tons of people who are, sort of really kind of getting into what's being said. You also notice there aren't really there isn't anyone wearing heavy armor or anything like that either.
Merc is a
Okay.
little overdressed.
Yeah, just a little bit.
You feel maybe a little overdressed. Okay. The seminar. Oh, sorry, it's a seminar. The speech will come to its natural conclusion, and as it does so, people gather in the temple and begin to sort of have that congregation. They start talking to one another. They start catching up on their week. It's a very social element that happens here at this point.
Merc feels some kind of happiness, like he thinks back on his old training days before he fully became a paladin.
What are you thinking about specifically?
Specifically, just the friends he made when he was still training, but he also remembered the safety he felt when he first fully came into the Iomade and stuff.
All right. Eventually, the person who is speaking comes forward to greet you. It is a halfling individual, dressed in robes that are pure white. But as he moves to approach, you watch as he unbuttons them and passes them off to a nearby person. As he approaches you,
Clarification, what's under the robes?
under the robes, he is wearing bright yellow, as well as trimmed with black around his person. As he approaches, he says, "Well, it's not often we see a person of your type walking into these sorts of places. Welcome in, brother. It is good to see a fresh face here at the temple."
Rourke's kind of speechless right now because he doesn't know if he doesn't recognize him just because of the pot on his head, or if he's trying to be sneaky again.
He does not recognize the pot. He does not see the pot in your head. Oh, sorry. He doesn't recognize you through the pot in your head.
We've met before.
Over now.
Let's see. Here, let me jog your memory. You sold me, and then I saved you, and then we saved you from some undead dragons.
Undead dragons sold you. You're gonna have to be far more specific, lad. I'm afraid it's not ringing any bells here.
Friend Quinn's.
Quinn's friends. Oh, right. The fox person.
No.
No. You're definitely not the wee fairy. That's for sure. Are you? Oh, you're the Tin Man, the armored boy. I remember. Of course I recognize you. You're telling me of course I recognize you. It's good to see you, old chum. Good old Mr. Man, you.
It's fine if you don't remember my name. I understand you got a lot of people to remember.
Yeah, well, I mean, tis be how it is. Well, didn't expect to find you here, of all places.
Well, I could say the same.
Well, I mean, it is a church to, my God, after all. Galistria.
Oh. I was unaware. I was kind of lost.
You were lost, were you? Well, if you want a hand finding where you need to be, old Bad Ham, he's good to his friends.
I had a guide. She was leading me to a group of Iomedeans that she knew about, but some. Oh man, I got distracted. Some merchant was selling some armor that he definitely shouldn't have had, and I just lost my temper.
Yeah, let's do it for sure. Well, we actually do operate around the town. We have a lot of people who know their way about. I'm sure I could find you someone who'll be able to help you out. Just bear with me for a second. Oh, right, there she is. Hey, lass, get over here, please. It's someone I want to introduce you to. As you see a figure cutting through the crowd, a small individual approaches and stops very suddenly. The reason they stop is because as soon as they come into view, you recognize this young person as well. He says, "Hey, Nemi, let me introduce you to someone. This is an old friend of mine. This is good old
Mercutio.
Mercutio. That's the fella. Look at him. Mercutio, allow me to introduce you to, this here be Nemi. And Nemi, the guide, your guide, appears as she takes a look and at one look of you, almost like, literally just has that moment of, ah, fuck.
No, it's fine. I'm not upset.
Oh, you're not? Oh, that's so good.
No, it was completely my fault. I got distracted.
She has her eyes are open. She kind of looks at Bad Ham. Bad Ham looks down and shrugs. Oh no, you walked off. I didn't lose you. You did that on your own. No. I no, you know what? It's not important. Well, I'm super happy that you're okay, and I'm really glad that I could find you. But I mean, the Temple of Iomade is nowhere near here. But if you follow me, I can still take you if you like. Oh, well, look at that. There you go. On your way back to your paladin friends.
Something's fishy going on, Merc says in his own, to himself. Like he's thinking it, not saying it out loud.
Sure.
Can Merc see if there, can I see if there's something is fishy going on?
How do I explain this? Where do I even begin? So, we have an insight bonus. So, Christina, we're going to use your insight bonus. Now, Merc, I'm going to walk you through this. You ready? So, who is Bad Ham?
The cleric of trickery.
Close.
And a merchant. That's really all I know about him.
Sure. He is a cleric. And yes, the god of trickery is who he serves. Calistria has 3 aspects to her. She is known as the 3 daggers. This is a traditional thing known by most people in the city. The 3 aspects are revenge, lust, and betrayal. Now, as you have entered the church of Calistria, where Bad Ham was speaking as a not the Hierophant, but like someone of importance about earning people's trust and trying to come across like you're pleasant and your demeanor is palatable to people. And Nimi just happens to be here, wearing bright yellow, and is familiar with Bad Ham. When it comes to something being fishy, You think for a moment about this person who had spent a great deal of time earning your group's trust. The moment you walked in by being a really sweet, nice, and kind individual, by providing you with all the things that you required and you requested, almost as if she was doing precisely what Badham had said in his little speech just then.
Okay. Shit.
Almost as if Nimi herself may also possibly be a follower of the god of betrayal, lust, and revenge. Temple of the god of betrayal, and the people, my marks, the people I've been like working
Please
on.
hold.
Yeah. Oh, yep. Hold.
Look,
Oh, sorry.
okay.
Okay,
Merc's
we're back.
wisdom is 0.
Okay, to go through this again, to go through this really quickly again. So Nimi, was really concerned you caught her with her hand in the cookie jar. However, Merc, you don't seem to have noticed until for some reason or other there's a stroke of insight named Christina, and you suddenly piece together, oh, she was gonna betray us, and then you're like, oh wait, she was gonna betray us. Ooh.
How was she going to betray me?
No, that's the question.
Well, yeah. Merc just gives a heavy sigh.
She smiles.
Do you know I
Badham smiles.
should have put 2 and 2 together. The fact that it took me this long.
They look at
Again,
you.
I as Marcus, Merc does not know what to do in this situation.
Sure.
It would kind of be not good to just, pick a fight in the middle of a temple of all places.
Why would you pick a fight? She's trying to take you to the temple of Iomade, and you were the one who got lost. Look, the thing about betrayal, and you learned this from the sermon, is you have to do the trustworthy thing. You have to be trustworthy to betray someone. If you're not, then you're not betraying someone. If no one trusts you, if no one believes in you, that opportunity fizzles and disappears. It's about not knowing when that moment will appear. That is the important piece.
Okay, then yeah, Merc will just be like, all right, yeah, let's get going if you wouldn't mind.
Nimi says farewell to Badham. Badham wishes you both good luck and safe travels. And he gives a surreptitious wink to Nimi. Nimi sort of seems to be captured by Badham. And this plot twist, finally, is played as Envy. Our dear Nimi is only a cleric, only a member of the temple because she is very envious of Badham's position and wants to be a good grifter, just like her hero. However, returning back to the bathhouse for a moment. As the bathhouse situation continues to divulge, the roaring laughter from Angarad beckons through the chambers, bouncing off the stone walls. As he says, yes, it definitely does appear that this is simply a case of mistaken identity. But Patrick, you seem like quite the tale teller. The tale teller. These stories of yours are quite large indeed. And more to the point, this whole plot against the Queen and all that, you should write stories, you should write novels. Well, no matter. Nonetheless, it has been truly a pleasure getting to know each and every one of you. And I wish you journey safely through Kayamaga. Should ever you require anything not found on the city streets, you be sure to look us up. We'll make sure that you get a discount.
We'll keep that in mind, and thanks for the The company.
Hospitality. Indeed.
He
Quinn enjoyed that.
Yeah, he smiles and stands up. As it does so, it's again, there's another moment of what do you call it? Where as he's standing, you get to see the full shot of the tattoos covering his body. When suddenly,
Hmm. Oh.
it's a bit slow. 3 bullets fire and strike him. Blood begins to pool over his chest as he falls backwards into the bath, landing hard with a huge splash, the water dyeing red as several of the half-orcs who are waiting outside rush in to see their boss floating in the water. And the only people in this room were the 5 of you. And that is
We're
where
all naked in water.
It's true. And that
I'm
is where
just
we're going
trying
to end
ask if
today's
Agnes
session.
could do anything to heal him. No.
Well, we can. I mean, you can always see if you can heal him and stuff. But yes,
We'll do that.
thank you guys for coming and joining us today. Hope you had a great time. I know I did. This was a lot of fun. Guys, welcome. This is the gamer. This is my place. This is my face. And these are my amazing Patreons. Thank you to you guys for, as always, a wonderful and incredible game. I had so much fun with this game today, and I cannot wait for next week. For those of you who are in chat, I don't think any of my regulars are online presently, and I don't know where Scarlet is. So I think today we're just going to do it like the way we do it on the Wednesdays, and we're just going to say goodbye. So guys, before we sign out, I would like to take a moment to say, well, first of all, go check out the schedule. It's right there. Thank you, School Eye. Check out our sponsors, Hero Forge for the wonderful artworks, Fantasy Grounds for our VTT, and Sirenscape for our lovely sound set that you will hear throughout the course of the game. And we like to do some affirmations, you know, things that make the world a little bit better. And today's affirmation is this: everything we do in life, we scrutinize with such a heavy heart. We are born with this inherent feeling of freedom. We get told by our parents, we get told by our loved ones that we can achieve so many things. So why is it that when we get older, we find ourselves telling ourselves we can't do things, we can't achieve things, we don't know things? I've found that my general philosophy is, if I never learn or achieve more than I do right now, then I'm never more than I am. I will always push myself further and higher, and even if I fail, even if I stumble, even if I don't make it the entire way, I'll always do something worthwhile. That's how I ended up here at the Dead Aussie Gamer channel. This is how I ended up with these incredibly talented and amazing people coming every week to come and spend time with me. And I am so grateful and so honored to have these people with me, and all of the other tables as well. So never give up on trying new things. Never give up on yourself or having faith that even if you fall, falter, and stumble, that you will find something in amongst all the muck to make that time, that effort worthwhile, because it does happen and it will. There you go. That's my dag motivation for the day. So thanks, guys. Hope you're safe. Stay wonderful. Be kind to each other, because why the fuck not? It's free. And until we meet again, from us to you, game hard or die trying. Bye, everyone.
Hey, everyone.
Bye.